Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Untitled G, and this time I bring you a Warframe video. I'm sorry in advance if my voice sounds bad because I just threw my voice. I'm sorry if I'm sounding different, but that's just the way it is. Now, enough of the real talk. Let's get back to the Warframe. Now, if you've seen the dev stream this week, Tuesday there was a dev stream where they showed finally the last trailer for the new war. I know I've seen a lot of praise for it. I mean, it's excellent, well made. It was made not by Devstream, but by another smaller studio, I think. They had outside help for it, but it looks amazing. It captures the story of Warframe up to this point. And will we, kill the Lotus? Will we save the Lotus? We don't know. Now, I've heard a lot of praise of it, and they talked about other things on the dev stream. Now, before I talk about what I think about the new war, let me just get this stuff out first. We have a new Prime. It's going to be Harrow Prime. I mean, he looks absolutely amazing. I again think they just look at the luck skins. They see what sells or what looks good on the Harrow, and then they do their own version. This version goes a little bit like Warhammer. People are saying. I like it. I'm not sure about the tubes in his head because it looks like it's something better for Larvos, but it does look cool, and it's coming out when the new war drops. Also, we're going to have a new Warframe. Caliban was finally revealed. His design is I don't like it. I really don't like the design. And it's they're trying to combine the sentient with a Warframe. It's just like they tried to combine the Eidolons with Warframes when they made Revenant. And Revenant looks not good. That's why I prefer his deluxe skin. And this I feel is going to be the same way. I mean, it's not the problem that he's asymmetric. It's just that there's a lot of elongated stuff, and he looks really thin. And then he has this big eye on his head, which is like when Warframe the artists don't know what to do with the head, they just put a big blob in it, like they did with Mag. So yeah, I'm not feeling it right now. Maybe then with a couple of different armors or different colors, but right now I'm not really feeling it. He will have sentient powers. One of the powers that he's going to have, you can see that in the description in the Warframe.com site. But one of the powers that he's going to have is going to be able to summon sentience. So we will be able to play with sentience, or at least have sentience fights on our side, which is something that we can never do. I mean, Nyx cannot confuse them to work for us. The Revenant cannot turn them into allies. So we will have a lot of sentient abilities. Now, the new war. I think the trailer was very well made, but I don't feel any hype towards it. I really don't. I mean, I've seen if you haven't followed it, Rebecca Ford has played the quests up to the new war, and I gotta tell you, I barely remember any of the quests. There's like a couple of things that I remember from the quests. I remember the Honhao boss fight, which I thought was amazing. I mean, visually it was amazing. The mechanics of it, fulfilling a puzzle to do it, I didn't really like it. I would prefer to fight something, and then you would have maybe a vulnerable stage, and then we can do damage to it. But it's not like that. There's a little puzzle that you have to do. There's even a speed run in one of the syndicates in the relays. There's one you can do it and try to get the fastest time. I don't do it because, as I said, I don't like the fight. I like the fight visually. I remember that. I remember the operator, when you got the operator in the second dream. That was a big thing because it was a huge reveal, and it completely changes the gameplay of Warframe. You had this new element to use in your fight. You can use the operator. Dash into the operator also has abilities. You can use the focus schools, and I'll talk about the focus schools further ahead. And also I remember Umbra, because Umbra was duped by Palace and then incarcerated, and he came out and he tried to sort it. But these are just nitpieces that I remember. I don't remember a really good battle scene. I don't remember a good action scene. I remember that during I think it was the second dream with the operator, that I had to go on foot from from the front of the orbiter to the back, or from the back of the orbiter to the front, and I kept dying because Orders kept attacking my Sentinel. I was Sentinel, so he attacked Sentinel, so he attacked me, and you shouldn't have done that. They later patched it up, but at the time you couldn't do it. It was really complicated. I remember that being a struggle. I liked the parts where I used the operator to traverse through things, and there was like these snakes on the ground, and you had to be aware of where they were so you could escape. But it's just minor details. I don't remember any good battle. That's my problem. I don't remember every good battle. And what I want from the new war is to be engaged in this massive Star Wars battle where I fight like Luke fought Darth Vader and the ships all around are shooting at each other. That's what I want, and I don't think we're going to have it. One of the reasons I think is because the warning on the front always states that it's going to be emotionally abusive and traumatizing, something like that. And I feel that the last few quests, especially the Umbra quest and the Entrati family that we had to do, I felt like I was more of a therapist than a warrior. I wasn't fighting to get to save these people or to free them. I was just doing these puzzles and these quests just with all this psycho and intellectual jargon thrown at me, and I'm just saying, oh, when am I going to fight? When am I going to use the my Warframe to do actual battle? And it was very little of it. I remember that one of the quests, or at least a few of the quests, I just took Limbo, which is one of the characters I most like to use, and was it's not a very big DPS, but you don't have to be because the quests are relatively made for level 30 enemies top. They don't really go that high because they want new players to also experience the quest. And I just went to level from A to B and did a cinematic, then from B to C, and on and on and on. So I have a feeling this will follow that recipe. So I'm not really convinced that it will be something like, oh, it's going to be amazing. I mean, a lot of people will say it's amazing because it's the end of a quest. Of course it is. Like the Super Bowl. Why does everybody watch the Super Bowl? Because it's the final. I mean, it's the final part of the championship. This is what we decide who's the champion. So everybody watches it. Everybody watches finals from, I know, in Canada they probably watch the finals for hockey. In Europe they watch the soccer finals. They always watch the final. They always talk about the finals, but it's just a final. That doesn't mean it's going to be a good game. It's just going to be a final. And I think this is going to be the same thing. It's the final chapter. Of course, everybody's going to be hyped. Everybody's going to be very happy how it ends, or maybe not how it ends, but that it ends. And everybody's going to have great cinematics. That much we can be sure to have if it follows something on the trailer. But overall, if I don't know, 5 years, 3 years, or 5 or 10 years later, people play the quest, going to be like, huh, they're not like this. I think it's going to be a little bit like that. I don't think it's going to be a quest worth 5 or 6 years that we've been waiting for it. But I hope I am wrong. I hope I fight, and they can connect all the what we did with the focus schools, and there's the golden medallion that we had like positive and negative feelings getting printed on it, or maybe just bland. So I want to know what that will do to the quest, if we'll have anything to do with it actually, or if it's just gonna be just nothing. There's gonna be nothing for do with this. And remember, after this quest, we're gonna have the Viri paradox probably in 100 years. So one of the things that I think will happen on this case, I'm pretty sure that it will happen, is the operator is going to probably grow up. It's going to become an adult or a version of adult or something like that, because in the video we see the operator, but the operator is a lot older. So they will have to bridge that gap somehow with the new war. That much we can be sure. But in terms of the actual battle that it's going to have, and they say, oh, once you start this, the start chart will be locked and you just have to play the quest. Be careful, because with your loadout you have only a few probably some checkpoints where you can actually change your loadout, so beware about that. But yeah, just for the trailer alone, I mean, DE always does this. They do this grand reveals, this grand cinematics, a lot of new stuff, a lot of new mechanics, or something. But there's probably going to be even a new open world, or maybe a new hub, so with some new NPCs. Maybe, probably they're going to put it in. But when you start fighting, when you start playing the game and completing the quest, you go like, this wasn't what was advertised on the tin. So we had this problem many times before. The one that comes to mind to everyone, of course, is Railjack, and it's better than it was before, but it's not exactly like we thought it was going to be. We thought it was going to be like Star Wars, and it's still not that. It's better than it was, but it's not that. So yeah, I know this is an unpopular video. I know this is an unpopular media opinion, but I've been playing Warframe since the beginning ever, and I've hit this disappointments lots of times. I get hyped for something and then I get let down. So I'm keeping myself very, very reserved about the new war. Yes, everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to praise it for at least maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months. But depending how buggy it is, and depending how it ends, on the long run, I want to see where this lands with the players, especially with veteran players. So yeah, we'll just have to wait to see. It comes out December 15. Be sure to check it out. I'll probably only play it about in the 25th, so when all the bugs are ironed out, and I'll have some feedback from numerous outlets to see if I to give out my full sorry, my full report on it. Until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. It keeps me the channel going. And as always, have a great game, guys.
Back to work, you muggers. Hey, you. Come here. Act natural. I got work. Get back to work, you muggers. Hey, you. Come here. Act natural. I got work.